Welcome and hello. Today we will do some drawing in the sketchbook which I have been drawing in already off camera, but now it's time to do some on camera drawing in the sketchbook. I'll show you where we're at. I don't know if it says the brand anywhere. Oh yeah, Endless, it says right here. That's the brand. See, I've tested out some pens here. And this is a type of sketchbook where the pages are thin enough that I've only been able to draw on one side because you can see through the previous drawings. This is pen, ink, and then a little bit of pencil shading too, and then a red pen. Just a little fun with like flowchart diagram type stuff. Scribbling away. I like that one. This one's a little bit unlike stuff I normally do. It's kind of scary. This is kind of like a bunch of little doodles, little small related doodles. I think in the back of my mind, I was like drawing all the things you might need to furnish some kind of laboratory or, yeah. Then imagining in my head what sort of things you could make or experiment on with all these specific tools and equipment. It's a pencil drawing. Tried to do some like subtle shading down here around these little circles and stuff. I don't know. I think this might have all been done with one kind of lead. The thing about pencil drawings is they smudge a little bit. Sometimes while you're doing it, and then sometimes later when the sketchbook opens and closes and the lead goes from this page to this page and this page to that page, and it gradually gets smudged around. This one I did all the ink, and then like a week or two later, I came back and did the pencil and the colored pencil. And you'll see here, I started doing a lot more colored pencils. These are all Prismacolor colored pencils. But I like that this has set a precedent for this sketchbook that it can have a lot of different mediums, right? Because sometimes if you have a bunch of pages of just ink or just pencil or something in a sketchbook, at least for me, I start thinking, oh, maybe this is just an ink sketchbook or something. I don't know why I get pigeonholed into things like that, but I do. I like how this one turned out. Did not expect it to turn out this way, but I'm pretty happy with it. Just gradually adding more colors and shadows and shades and forming it into bubbly cloud type things. Just drew this one in red pen and then came back with the pencil to add some shadows and shading. You can see here there's almost a negative, like a mirror image of the pencil over on this page. I really could have sprayed it with some kind of fixative if I was really too concerned about it. It looks kind of cool. I don't know how much that's showing up on the video. I drew this one when I was listening to the audiobook of No Country for Old Men, so I kind of had the like cowboys or the West in my brain, and I'm wondering now what ink I used because it looks kind of interesting. I don't know if you can tell, but the ink is it almost looks like it has some weird red outlines to it. Looks very interesting. Like it's feathered a tiny bit, and the ink itself looks very matte. I don't know. It's very cool. I never noticed that before. I think it happened over time. Never quite seen anything like that before. I'm gonna have to do some more experiments. This one did the same thing with the ink. It might be one of those things you can only see with the naked eye in person. Scary goblin thing. I don't know. Some weird diagram, just scribbling a bunch of little loops to approximate what would be like blocks of letters. Some more ink and pencil. Just pencil. This kind of looks like a quiver of arrows to me. I think in my mind I was kind of inspired by like skill trees in video games. Have you ever? I don't know how much you know about that. But like you choose one, and then you can like choose one or the other based on how you want to build your character, what your priorities are, or whatever. And the ones I've highlighted here to me are like the ones I've chosen, the choices I've made. But also, one person I showed it to said it reminded them of like molecular diagrams, like the structure of molecules, which I can see that also. Another ink drawing. Yep. Then here's how far we've gotten so far in this book. I might come back to this one. All I did was doodle a little frame. Although I could do it right now. I could do multiple drawings today, we'll see. The main problem with this book is how thin the pages are. You can see some of the ink has started to come through these pages, depending on which pens I was using, which I didn't really always keep track of. I mean, this one is particularly bad. You can see here, it came through a lot. I drew this one. Before I drew this one, there was just a blank page here for some reason. I might have just drawn, there's like a little bug crawling on it. Might have just drawn some weird little thing and got discouraged and then just moved on to the next page, and then later came back and drew this, and then it left all these little marks on top of this drawing, which isn't the end of the world at all, because it's just not worth worrying about. It's just a sketchbook, right? But anyways, I think I will start right here, actually. I kind of like how it's been set up. Now I just have to choose which pen to use. I decided to start with this Y Studio copper fountain pen. I think it's the only copper fountain pen I have out of all the metal ones I have. A few look similar, but they're actually brass fountain pens, I think. But these ones are cool because they can they kind of develop, and the surface of the pen changes a little bit as you keep using it. Even just in one drawing session, it'll develop a little bit of a patina. Actually, it develops a patina, and then as you use it, it kind of rubs some of it away, just like the oils in your skin and stuff. I'm going to do 2 drawings in this video, and I'm going to use color in both of them. In fact, the second drawing is only color, something I did not plan on. I thought I was, because the first drawing, I did the black lines first and then added the color afterwards. And then my plan was for the second drawing to do the color first and then add the black lines second, kind of a Uno reverse card. But then after I'd done the color part, I was like, I don't want to overdo it. It just looks good just like that. I don't want to go in and... Sometimes you just sit back and you think, that's it. That's all it needs. I'm just going to call it done, move on to the next drawing, and be happy with it where it is. So, yeah. And then, so for the outside border part of this drawing, I used the Y Studio fountain pen, which had like nice kind of thick, juicy lines. And then on the inside, I used something called I think it's called the Platinum Desk Pen. And the cool thing about it is it's a fountain pen that is intended to use the platinum black carbon ink that I use in a lot of my fountain pens. I think the problem with this ink is it's pigmented ink instead of dye-based ink. I don't know. I'm not really as much of an ink expert as I should be, considering how much I use it and talk about it and show it in my videos, but there's something about this pen where it has it's like extra like airtight or something on the back of the packaging, which you'll see in Japanese. There's a little graph showing how it like the tip of the pen stays wet longer based on how it's sealed or something, as opposed to normal pens. And there's like a little graph showing how long normal pens stay wet, and then how long this one stays wet. And there's like a longer line, bigger is better. And then, so anyways, it's called a desk pen because you can get a little, as opposed to just having a normal cap on the pen, you can get a little stand, a little holder where you can just, the holder sits on your desk. You can just pop the pen into it, like kind of like a old timey kind of a popping a quill into an ink bottle or something. However those used to, I don't know. I didn't opt for that one because it was extra, and I don't really have space on my desk for that. My desk is very cluttered, and here's something. I'm starting to wonder if I have. I don't want to self-diagnose, but I'm starting to wonder if I have some kind of ADHD or something, because it's very difficult to self-diagnose, because if I look at the DSM-5, which is where they have all the criteria you have to meet to be considered to have certain mental disorders or whatever they're called. If you start looking at these and trying to see if you qualify for them personally, if I start looking at these things, I start kind of explaining them away from myself. But if I was looking at myself from the outside, I was like, I feel like I would be like, yeah, that definitely counts. But for me, for example, like one of them would be like, often forgets to do things or something. And then someone else looking at me would be like, yeah, you thought you were going to do it and you didn't do it. And then later you remembered and it was too late. But for me, I would be like, no, I didn't forget. I thought about it. And then there was this whole long chain of thoughts that led to me, I thought about it at the wrong time and it just didn't work out. And in my head, I think I thought about it. I think I'm very studious, and like in my mind, I'm not forgetful, even though ultimately I still did forget to do it, I guess. Anyways, so that's why it's obviously I need to go talk to a doctor if I really am serious about thinking I have ADHD or something. But in other ways, I think I've been covered, if it's true, okay? I don't want to jump the gun here on this thing, but if it's true, I think I've been covering it up I've been covering up in a lot of ways for a long time. Like I used to think that I just had this desire to be productive all the time, but it could just be I was just not able to focus on one thing. Like I wasn't able to just sit and focus on something as simple as, reading a book, or watching TV, or sitting and drawing, or going on a walk. I couldn't focus on doing any of those things, so I would do something else at the same time. And I thought that was just because I wanted to be productive, but I think it was just because I couldn't just do them. I would just get so restless and have to stop. Like if I was just going, I can't remember ever in my life just going on a walk without any earbuds, without listening to an audiobook at the same time. Like if I started going on a walk just to enjoy the air and the sights and the sounds and the sunshine, I would immediately get bored of that walk and want to go home again to do other stuff. But I know as soon as from past experience, I know that as soon as I got home, I would not end up doing any of the other stuff I was planning on doing. So the only way I end up, and I do regularly walk 3 to 6 miles a day, but it's only because I listen to audiobooks at the same time. And when I watch TV, I can't even sit there and watch TV. Just like sit and enjoy a TV show, I have to like draw or sit there and practice scales on my guitar at the same time. And I can't, as much as I like drawing I can sometimes do. Sometimes But usually most of the time when I'm drawing, I'm listening to music, listening to an audiobook, watching something on the other monitor. Even when I'm watching something that I want to watch on like Twitch or Netflix or something, I've got like 3 or 4 monitors just so I can have other things up all the time. Anyways, and I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I think it's been a problem for a long time that I've been ignoring, and that it's been a problem that's been messing my life up a little bit. I don't know. I just want to be. If my life could be better, I want it to be, because I feel like I've been struggling a little bit lately, and I want to be happier if possible. Plus, I had like this procrastinating part of ADHD. I don't know. Maybe it is. Like I don't know. I don't want to. I feel like I can easily say a lot of things that are very wrong right now, right here. So I don't want to take too many shots in the dark about something where I'm obviously far from being an expert. But anyways, even while I'm recording this commentary, I'm watching someone play video games on the other monitor. That's probably totally unrelated though. Anyways, trying to think if there's anything else I was gonna say. This Saturday, if I upload this today is Thursday. If I upload this today, then on Saturday from 2 to 5, I'm doing a little open house at my school. I'm trying to think of the address that you can all come to with my friend. The address is 527 Highland Avenue from 2 to 5 p.m. on Saturday. The address would be, I'm looking at my phone, July 15th. Saturday, July 15th from 2 to 5 p.m. at 527 Highland Avenue. Come by. Me and my friend Jason have been working on making just like a collaborative art exhibit that you can walk through. Feel free to come check it out if you're near Greensboro. So yeah, that's the thing I've been working on the past few days, and it's been fun. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's very different from doodling because we're mostly working with pieces of cardboard, but it's still kind of the same mindset as doodling, in the sense that we're reacting to what's already there. It's not really planned out, just kind of adding to it, feeling the vibe, and it's neither of us have really collaborated with anyone before, but it's been working out really good. So, all right, see y'all later. Thanks for listening. Have a good day, and goodbye. Sweet dreams. Good night.